ID, it's missing a number. So I'm fixing to post the new number in the groups because there's a couple girls on there saying they can't get in. I had the same problem.
It's missing group, Laura? Is it on Conquer Nation or in the test group?
In the test group on the call event, they're posting that they're having a hard time getting in.
Okay.
Here, I'll post the link in there really quick.
Thanks, Kels.
Yeah,
it's just missing a 6 at the end of the session ID. So then it's telling you the incorrect password.
That's crazy.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. I just didn't want anybody to miss anything.
Oh, no. Thank you. For sure.
And then let's make sure to record this one too.
Yes, it's recording. Sorry.
Perfect.
Here comes some more people. Sorry, guys.
No, that's probably my bad. I posted the event.
Hey. But anyway, so we love to do these on Saturdays. Just come together, chat, and Kelsey and I thought it would be so much fun to invite you guys, our new boot campers for the test group, because we're all on day like 4 or 5. Some are on day 2 or 3, but it's so much fun that we're all doing this program together. Like, I love it. And I'm just so giddy about it. So let's drop in the chat. I want to know where you're from, because I love to know where people are from. And then like what day you're on, because some of you started Tuesday with us and some of you guys are new. So let us know where you're from and then what day you're on. So our goal is to get this out, you guys done by like 8:30, because we respect that you're busy and it's summer and I'm in Gardner, Kansas. So those of you that do not know me, my name's Kelly Meyer, one of the leaders leading you guys in the test group. And I live in Gardner, Kansas, born and raised, got out of here for a little bit. And then my daughter, who will be a junior, hopefully, wanted to finish off high school here. So that's where I live. And this is, I don't even know what round of programs I'm on, but so far, loving this one because it's totally different. Like the moves that we're doing, the like asymmetrical, right, where it's like one arm, like we haven't really done that in programs before. So I'm gonna ask a couple of the other leaders, because I know they're on, just to introduce themselves real quick, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the call. So let's go with, it says Dean Shackley, but it's Kelsey Shackley. So
hi guys. Yeah, I'm on Dean's Zoom. Sometimes that happens, but I'm Kelsey. I'm so excited. This program, I feel like, is just everything we need to get the muscle, to burn the fat, to get the cardio, to do it in a short amount of time. And I got my bod ropes this week and I'm so excited. They're so fun. So I can't wait for the rest of you guys to get those, but I'm pumped that you're doing this with us.
All right. Christy, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hey guys, I'm Christy Britcher, and I've been a coach for about 2.5 years, and I, like Kelly, am loving this program. I have done so many programs. I'm 4.5 years in on my Beachbody journey, so I've done tons of the programs just like Kelly over there, and this is so different than anything that we've done. I was telling Tanya earlier on the meeting that I am so sore from the last 5 days, and I've been taking my recovery, you guys. So this has been just a lot of fun. So I'm from Texas, and we are so glad that all of you guys are joining us on this journey, because this is just a really, really awesome season. Thanks for being here.
All right, and I'm looking, and sorry, there's a lot of you guys on. Shelby, you want to introduce yourself real quick? If you're there you are.
Hi, is that what we're doing? I just got on.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm introducing some of the people leading the group that are on. So just who you are, where you're from, what you love. So
hi, I'm Shelby Smith. I'm from Southern Oregon, born and raised. I love it here. I'll always be here. It's home. My whole family's here. I just heard Chrissy talking about how much she loves this program. And I'm currently about 14 weeks pregnant, and I'm still doing this program. And I honestly still love it. Like, I still feel kind of sore the next day. It's hard for me not to go all in and work really hard. I have to like slow myself down because for almost 2.5 years of doing these programs, I've always gone really hard. So that's hard because I feel my body being like, no, too much. So anyways, my doctor is really excited that I'm doing this program, that I'm drinking Shakeology along the way with my pregnancy and stuff. So it's really cool if you are pregnant or you're going to be pregnant in the future. Beachbody has a ton of other programs too. That's like prenatal and postnatal, and then BAR is a newer one that's awesome and a huge hit, and it's like low impact and stuff too. But yeah, I'm really glad you guys are here. I know I'm loving this program.
All right, so I'm gonna keep watching the waiting room because that's how my Zoom works. But Shelby, thanks for mentioning the other programs for pregnant women, because yeah, like I don't have any, but I'm sure some of you may, be thinking about it, or you're early and you haven't told anyone. So there's tons of options. So just reach out to your coach and they'll get you set up. So, okay. So welcome again. You guys, we're so excited that you're here. I'm going to run through a few things, and then Kelsey's going to kind of wrap it up for us with something that she's super passionate about. And, I'm very envious of her and how she does it. So first, and I'm going to share my screen here in a minute. So first thing we're going to talk about is goals. Raise your hand if you set your goals like the first or second post that Shelby Smith did. And it was all about SMART goals. It's okay if you didn't, okay? Goals can be scary and you're putting it out there, right? Like I know all the time I write these big scary goals sometimes and I'm like, oh, like I told my, so I will be 36 in August 19th. And I told my boyfriend and my friends what my goal was. And I about vomited because it's going to take some work from me. But like, this is the program that I think that can do everything that I've ever wanted my body to do. So make sure you set your goals. And Kelsey and I were talking this morning, and what I want you guys to do, if you haven't, is pick one goal, right? Like you could be like, oh, I want to lose 15 pounds in this program. I want to do every single workout. I want to be a 10 on my nutrition. Like you start compounding these goals. And if you're brand new, it can be overwhelming, right? And we don't want you to have the overwhelming feeling. We want you to be like, okay, I got this. I can do these hard things. So pick one and master it, right? So maybe it's you want to drink half your body weight in water. That's a fantastic goal. I know that in the summer, and now that I'm like working from home still, I'm lacking in my water a little bit. So I know that that's a struggle. So don't be afraid to like have a water goal. And then the next week, maybe you want to, be an 8 out of 10 on your nutrition. So what I want you to think about is compounding your goals, mastering the first one. And then when you master that, go on to the next one. And then I want you to also kind of set a program goal for yourself, right? If this is your first one, maybe it's just to complete it. That's a completely great goal. So you guys, I want this to be interactive, and I think I can't look at the chat because I get squirrel. So ask questions in there, right? Someone will answer it, or we can answer it at the end. So goals, make sure you have some goals. Meal plan. So now I'm going to share my screen a little bit. And if I can find it. Laura, right? I can see your face. Can you see this? Okay, perfect. So your coach, whomever invited you, should be sharing. This is what's in the launch group right now. It's a meal plan. This is something that we do for all of our challengers and bootcamp girls, is we provide a weekly meal plan. So you're typically getting it Thursday to Saturday, depending on when your coach sends it out. But this was July. So if you look at it, you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And there's multiple options, you guys. I am a very simple eater. I like to eat the same thing, typically 3 to 4 days, because I love cooking. But after working all day, sometimes that's the last thing I like to do. So I'll typically pick like one breakfast, eat that for the week. One lunch, eat that for the week. Dinners, it's when I get a little crazy and I'll spice it up to like 2. But if you scroll down in here, and then it also talks about supplements. So let's look here. So this, let me find a good one here. So this red pepper and sweet potato frittata, it gives you all the ingredients, the recipe, and then if you scroll down, and something that all of you got, which is, it's like gold that you got these, is the 2B Mindset Nutrition Plan, and it's called Ultimate Portion Fix Nutrition Plan. Like, that is amazing. I have followed both of them. Right now I'm just doing Ultimate Portion Fix because that's what my brain can work with right now, but it gives you the container count on there. So that's super helpful, especially if you're new to using either one, right? And don't be afraid if you're not perfect, okay? No one that uses anything is perfect. We all have the days where, like, maybe we went a little over on our yellow. Maybe we had a few extra tablespoons of peanut butter. I'm guilty of that all the freaking time. But this is a great guide for you if you're new to using it. And because it gives you everything. And then right here, it's under this little soup. So it's 1.5 yellow and 1/2 teaspoon. So that's the meal plan. Kelsey, I don't know if she has it here. I'm putting her on the spot. Kelsey at one time made a dry erase like check sheet. Do you have it handy, Kelsey?
I'll go run and get it. I know right where it is.
Okay, perfect. So stay tuned for that. The container conversion. Let me go. I know that T posted this because some of you are new to the containers, right? And where is it? Here we go. Laura, right? Can you still see this? Okay. Unmute, Laura, if for some reason I'm talking and you're like my first face. So we know that okay, let me first preface this, you guys. Due to COVID, everything has changed, right? I'm sure in your house, your schedules are changed. Maybe you're still work from home. Maybe your husband's worked from home. A lot of you were teachers, right? For a while, like learning from home. We don't know what's going on in this world, right? So that goes for shipping too. So be patient. That's all I can ask. I'm sure a lot of you got emails that your supplements or your bod ropes were delayed. Just be patient, right? You can, I found some bod ropes on Amazon. They're not as good. They keep falling apart, but I'm making do, right? And T was awesome to post this yesterday. So this is in there. So veggies, it's 1 cup. Fruit, it's 1 cup. Carbs, it's 1/2 cup. So if you don't have your containers, this is a great resource for you because it tells you exactly, so I'm sure all of you guys have measuring cups. This is what you use. All right, Kelsey's back, so I'm gonna let her.
Hey, I am back. Maybe, do you want to stop the share for, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if they'll be able to see. So and maybe you already touched on this, Kelly, but like the big difference, I think, between like 2B Mindset, if you're trying to figure out, okay, what program do I really want to like start with or pick with? I think if you're a person that's like loves structure and likes to know kind of exactly what to eat and doesn't like want to have to guess or figure it out, Ultimate Portion Fix is going to be the program for you. That is the way my brain works. I don't feel deprived that way. I'm just like, because I still feel like I get to pick. Like I'm like, oh, I get a purple. What fruit do I want or whatever? Like I feel like I still am in control of that. Whereas other people feel a little restricted that way. So if that's how you feel, or if you're more of an emotional eater or don't like as you just want some guidelines, 2B Mindset, I think, is going to be the program for you. Now, I have gone through both. I kind of mix the two. And what I mean by that is I take portions and I use my dry erase sheet, which I'll show you. But I also like when I'm going out to eat or doing, things outside of that, I'm thinking constantly like water first, make sure I have my veggies. If I'm going to have if I'm going to go out and get a burger, I'm going to go, am I going to eat the bun or am I going to eat the fries? Like I'm thinking kind of 2B Mindset a little bit along those lines. So, and if you get into a nutrition program, and you're like, I don't know that this is working for me, it's okay to switch that. So just know that this journey of a healthy lifestyle there's not a one size fits all. And it's a journey. You're not going to get it perfect day 1, week 1, round 1. So just know that it's just a matter of like knowing yourself, knowing your body, and just like keep tweaking as you go. This is what works for me. I'm a paper pen person. And so I will go through my program, go through the nutrition guide, figure out, okay, how many green containers do I need? How many purple? How many red, yellow, and so on. And I just take my kids, like you can see, I would draw little boxes on my dry erase sheet. You can get these off like Amazon, Dollar Tree. I've seen them in the dollar section at Target before. And then all I do is I go throughout my day and I check box it. A lot of times what I do when I wake up is I already know what I'm cooking for dinner. So I will look at the dinner menu off Conquer the Kitchen and go, okay, dinner's a red, a yellow, whatever. And I'll cross that off first thing so that I kind of work backwards so that I know that I'm getting all my containers in without versus going throughout the day and then getting to dinner and going, oh, I already went through all my yellows and there's a yellow for dinner tonight. And then feeling like I ate over my yellows, which if that happens to you, again, don't beat yourself up. I think so many times as women, we're really hard on ourselves and we have these really high expectations for us. And just know, again, it's a learning curve. I'm just sharing what works for me. And so this is what I love. This is my jam. And if I go throughout all my containers, or if a day goes by and I eat a little bit more or I eat a little bit less, I think that, again, that's okay. It's a learning curve and it's just figuring out, okay, what is going to work for me and what's going to be sustainable for me. And so that's something that you'll have to learn as well. But I love my dry erase boards. So thought I would share.
Thanks. And so because outside of COVID, so I work full-time outside the home. I travel for work. I'm in outside sales. I use, and if you can see it right there, there's this Beachbody app. It says Nutrition Plus. And this is what I use because I'm on the go constantly. And I can check. It's really hard to see, but oh crap, what was that? So there's my containers. So each meal I can go through and I can check the containers. That's what works great for me because I'm on the go. So we're just hoping to show you guys a couple options that would work for you, because it's not, like Kelsey said, and I'm so happy she mentioned it, this is not a one size fits all. And I also do the same thing when I'm like out to eat, right? I'll be like, okay, what have I had today? Okay, I've had my carbs. I better go like a bunless burger or something like that, right? So I kind of mix and match depending on kind of what's going on in the day. So I'm gonna share again real quick. I'm gonna start talking a little faster because I like to talk. So where's that? I can't move this. There we go. So the Beachbody On Demand, I'm sure you guys are all familiar, right? If you click on the blog, there are tons recipes, right? I go here all the time if I'm looking to do something new, especially with Shakeology, or I'm kind of burnt out on my breakfast. So make sure you're kind of using all the tools that are at your fingertips. Again, it's just Beachbody On Demand. And you click on the blog. I've gotten a lot of questions from my ladies about alcohol, right? I love margaritas. I love a glass of wine. Right now, like the White Claws are my jam just because we're spending a lot of time at the pool. You guys, it's okay, right? Now, everything's great in moderation, right? I suggest kind of figuring out where it fits in your meal plan. So Autumn preaches that it's a yellow container. So if I'm doing a pool day, I'm saving my yellows that day, or I'm like cutting them in half. There's great options out there for like skinny cocktails. Dina and Kelsey make an amazing skinny cocktail recipe. So just Pinterest is also great. And we're going to be sharing some of those too with you guys, but don't be afraid. You can still have it. It's summer. I am right there with you, but I just don't, if you really want results, I don't recommend having them every single day, multiple days, because that'll hinder your results. Okay. Been there, done that. Okay. Hello, COVID. But if you really want results, kind of taper it back a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to, is there any questions on meal plans, nutrition, anything like that? If so, unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about accountability. So every day, you guys, there is a post from one of the leaders. So Shelby's on Tuesdays, Kelsey's on Mondays, Lauren Spencer is another day, right? Those will be in the announcements section. I know that this group is so big and we love it, you guys. Like, I love, like, when I wake up and people like posted their sweaty selfies. Like, I was dreading the mountain climbers today because I got off a day and I knew that they were gonna like kick my you-know-what. And they did. So so use the group, you guys. It's private. You invested in yourself, and part of that is the, you know, community and accountability. So check the announcement section. That's where you're like gonna get the most important information of the day, and then your check-in. Like, there's an assignment on each post. So we haven't posted it yet, and that's on us. We're so sorry. We do a morning Zoom workout every single day. I think the first person gets on like at 5 a.m. or something like that, 5:30, and it's on for like hours. So Kelsey or I will post that, and we'll put it in the announcements or in the files section, so you guys can join us for a virtual workout every single day. Don't worry, like, you don't have to talk. You just put your mute on, show your video if you want. You don't have to. And it's just great because you know, get it on with everyone, and everyone's waving when they see you. And it's just great because you see people going through the workouts right along with you. So we will make sure that's posted because we love to do that. So we'll get that posted later. Sometimes we change it up, right, with how we check in. So your coach is your accountability partner. So each one of us does things a little bit differently. So make sure that, you know, you're checking in with your coach, or she's checking in with you. That's kind of our job too, about how you're doing, right? Like, Shelby posted it earlier, progress, not perfection, right? We are not perfect women, right? I think a lot of us strive to be perfect, and that we have to have, you know, all of our ducks in a row, and we wear so many hats. But your coach is not going to be mad at you if you miss a workout. Your coach is not going to be mad at you if you know, eat a bag of Cheetos because it was your period week, right? Like, we're here for you. We're your biggest cheerleaders, and we want you to be successful. So check in with us, right? If we're reaching out to you, you know, use us, right? That's what we're here for, is to make sure you guys are good. So that's what I have on accountability. But before I toss it over to Kelsey, I want you guys, if you have not taken your before photos, take those. Even though it's day 4, day 5, right? Take those photos. You will appreciate it, right? Sometimes the scale is not our friend. This week, I wanted to throw mine out the window because it was Shark Week. And I was like, screw you. Like, I couldn't handle it. But I still did it, right? I weighed myself because I knew I had to do it, right? Take your measurements. I highly, highly encourage you guys to do those weekly, because you're going to see progress in your photos and in your measurements sometimes before the scale. So, and I encourage you, share them with your coach. I hang on a few for mine. So share them with your coach, right? Because that is amazing accountability. So any questions before we cover our last couple things? I think we're good unless someone unmutes, but Kelsey, I'll let you take it over from here.
Awesome. You guys, I'm so excited. I really, really am. The one thing I always kind of say in boot camp kickoff calls is that it's really, really important for you to take ownership in your results. I think for the longest time, I waited for like my coach to tell me to do something, or for my coach to do this or that. But the moment that I said, okay, I am going to follow this nutrition plan, I am going to take ownership and make sure I get my workouts in every day, that one promise, that one goal that Kelly had talked about earlier, that is on me. That's not on anybody else. That moment that I made the decision that it's up to me is the moment that I've seen results in my health and fitness journey. And so I just want to encourage you, while we're all here, we're all here to support each other. Nobody's going anywhere. We're going to be there for accountability. I think that moment you can have that light bulb go off in your head and that switch to say, this is on me. This is a decision I have to make. I invested in this. Yes. I need to make that decision to go all in, I think is when you're going to see magic happen in your own health and wellness. And I really, really believe that. And I do think it also starts with, and this is what I'm going to talk about now, is your nighttime and morning routine. I think as moms, especially, we wear so many hats and we have to serve so many different people. We show up in our jobs. We show up as a mom. We show up as a wife. And it's like, we need those, like, we need to open the book of the day and close the book of the day with ourselves in mind so that we can show up for other people being our best. And I believe that, a great morning routine actually starts the night before. And what I mean by that is preparing for your morning routine the night before. Sitting out your workout clothes, getting those laid out, figuring out, okay, am I going to drink water before I do anything? Because for me, I'm not the greatest water drinker. And so if I can do that and start my day off that way, if I can start my day off with a devotional or a book or a podcast or something where it's feeding my mind that positivity and getting you started right. I was listening to a podcast by Ed Milet this week, and he said that a lot of people wake up in depression mode. And I thought that was really interesting. That's why it's hard for people to get out of bed. That's why it's hard for just certain things to happen, is our brains are just kind of wake up in a depressed mode. So if we can switch that right away by feeding ourselves positivity, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. And so for me, I wake up when my alarm goes off and I have my earbuds setting by my bed. I wake up, I pop those in. The night before, I had already picked the podcast I'm going to listen to. And I personally love short podcasts, ones that are like 15, 20 minutes. And so Ed Milet has some in there. You can type in the Ed Milet Show. If any of you listen to awesome podcasts, you want to put that in the chat. So take out a piece of paper and a pen and write these podcasts down. But I like the Ed Milet Show. He's one of my but there's a bajillion really awesome ones that you can listen to. And anyways, I pop those in right away and I listen while I'm getting my workout clothes on, while I'm, lacing my shoes, while I'm washing my face and brushing my teeth. Then I head downstairs and I make my Energize. And while I'm drinking Energize, I may be going over gratitude. Maybe that's something that you want to start, is to write down some gratitude every day. A lot of times I will go over my vision statement. For you, your vision statement is like what you want to accomplish in this test group. Like, how do you want to feel ending this test group? Because you reminding yourself of that daily is going to help you stay focused on the outcome. And about when you're done with that, your Energize has then kicked in, and guess what? You can press play. And so on your workout. And so that is really how it's going to be great to set the tone. I know not everybody works out in the morning, but I do believe getting this stuff in first thing sets the tone for the rest of the day. And then again, right, nighttime routine is really just getting prepared for the morning. So thinking through, okay, I want to listen to a podcast. Okay, what am I going to listen to? Okay, I'm going to work out first thing. I know I'm going to be tired, so I don't want to have to think about what workout clothes I'm going to wear. A lot of people will sleep in them. A lot of people will I lay mine out. So I don't even have to think. It's like right there. So I lay those out. I fill up a water bottle full of water. I have already laid my morning routine books on my kitchen table because that's where I sit while I'm drinking my pre-workout. So just kind of thinking through, okay, what is my morning routine going to look like, and how can I prep for that the night before to make my morning more smooth? And so that is really, in a nutshell, what I do. My morning routine does not take very long every day. It's just one of those things that keeps me grounded and aligned in where I'm headed, both in my business and my health and wellness journey as a mom, as a wife. And it just sets the tone for the entire day. So I can't express how important that is enough. And so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But I love all these podcasts that are coming in. This is awesome. So many great ones. honestly, what is really, really important to Kelly, Shelby, Christy, all of us that are running this group is that you feel that you have all your questions answered. This call was for you to really help you gather everything that's going on, making sure you're set up and ready to go. Even if like you started Tuesday with all of us and haven't taken your before photos, take them this weekend. Honestly, you're gonna regret not taking them if you don't. And I know sometimes it's like, ugh, I don't want to take these, but you'll thank yourself later when you're starting to see the progress. And I'm a really big believer that, so many people just focus on the scale. They're like, it's not moving, or, I'm up weight. But they fail to take photos. And a lot of times you're going to see progress in photos before you really see the scale move. Or you're going to see you losing inches around your waist or wherever before you really see big improvement on the scale, because the scale goes up and down based off multiple different things. So looking at that only is it's not seeing the whole picture. It's only a piece of the puzzle. Yes, I mean, I think, getting your weight is perfectly fine, but it is important to get those other things in. So what questions do you have? How are you feeling? I know we're seriously so excited to do this with you. And I don't know if Kelly, if you have anything else, but I am good. And I would just really love to answer your questions.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to cover. So you guys, don't be scared. We don't bite. Even though you're seeing our faces on here and you're probably scared. We don't fight. But no, you guys, like this, I always get emotional. Like these programs can change your life, right? If you lean in, right? We all join for different reasons, right? Maybe it's to get off the baby weight. Maybe for me, I was just in a really bad headspace, right? And I was in a bad headspace last year, and these programs like pulled me out of it. So these programs can absolutely change your life if you do the work, right? Like I can't like come over to your house, drag you out of bed and make you do your workout, right? I can't like slap the Cheetos out of Shelby's hand when she's eating Cheetos. But you can be in control, own your journey, right? And you will have amazing success. So what questions do you have?
I was looking up through the chat. Looks like Steph H had a question on any recommendations for Recover when you don't have Recover yet, chugging water currently. I think, just chugging water. I mean, as far as protein, you could just, eat protein right after you work out, as far as maybe like, maybe you're going to have some eggs or something like that. But in the meantime, I would just drink your water and do your best. It should be coming soon.
Yeah.
But Recover is a game changer with soreness. So I can't wait for you to get your hands on that.
So yeah, just a little protein is what is going to help your sore muscles get through. So whatever you can do for that. Does anyone have questions on supplements or anything like that? I'm going to be going live over the next few weeks, showing you different ways to use your Shakeology. I'm going to be going live, I think today or tomorrow, and showing you some like peanut butter cups with Shakeology, because those are my favorite thing ever to make. But I think Kelsey's looking through the chat, so I won't do that. But yeah, you guys, Shelbs, you have anything you want to add that we didn't cover, babe?
No, not necessarily. That was like super informative for someone that's even been doing these programs for 2.5 years. I will say I started this as I started these as an athlete my whole life or whatever, but I was postpartum as well. The one thing I wasn't ever good at was nutrition. I would go to the gym for like 45 minutes or an hour. I would do the elliptical. It's the only thing I knew how to do. I was too nervous to like lift weights. I felt like I was getting judged, all the things. I wasn't, nobody cared. Nobody was looking at me, but I thought that. And then I would go to like Taco Bell after. Like that's how if you know me, I really preach balance, but like that wasn't even a healthy balance. It just was like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So when they talked about UPF and 2B mindset, I went through 2B 2 years ago when it was released one time, and I still remember things she covered. Should I go refresh my brain on it? Totally, 100%. But she covered so much where it is. It's like the water and the veggies. Like when you're hungry, you don't realize how you can get full off of a couple carrots, I think sometimes like our brain thinks we like have to have this certain thing when really our body needs that. And it may not taste as good, but the second we like eat it, we're like, oh, I'm satisfied. That's me with my Shakeology every night. I love ice cream. I'm obsessed with it. I've always loved it. Any kinds, like there's not one kind I won't eat. It's really bad. But Shakeology, me and my family, we drink it every single night. There is a Shakeology for kids. I personally have always gotten the Shakeology and diluted it for my daughter. I told my doctor, she was fine with it. That's just me. Again, always ask your doctor for this stuff. And then back to the pregnancy thing too. My doctor loves that I'm drinking Shakeology on these programs. I brought her in the freaking bag and showed her. Why I didn't take a picture, I don't know. I like brought in the whole bag. But again, I know pregnant women, I know pregnant coaches that their doctor doesn't recommend it. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I don't know if anyone is even pregnant on this call, but right now that's obviously where I'm at. So that's kind of my focus with stuff. But in nutrition in this season, I'm learning grace because, you know, getting to the first trimester, I can now eat whatever. But for a while, it's like, I just wanted Pop-Tarts. But I was still moving my body. Like I was still sweating. I was still, and I think this journey, it goes in seasons too. Summertime is a little bit harder for us. We're by the pool and we're snacking more. We're by the lake. We're having chips and a beer or whatever. And then the holidays will roll around too. So it's just kind of like running its course and learning like the balance in that, which takes time. It's not overnight, you know? So just extend yourself grace in this season too. I think it's just like so important, especially you guys, we don't even have to talk about COVID, but it's changed our lives and it's hard and it's not been easy on anyone. And so that right there alone in of itself has been hard on people mentally and stuff, you know, people gaming and being home more, depressed. So anyways, just want to share a little bit of that, but no, you guys covered everything.
Perfect. Thanks, Shelby. All right. I don't think there's any other questions. Kels, did I miss
Did we
anything?
get to for 2B Mindset breakfast is 50% protein. Does recover after workout in the AM count as a protein portion or is it separate?
I think Katie covered it, but it is a freebie for anyone who didn't see that. So it's
I missed that. Thank you, Katie.
It's a freebie, you guys. So as long as, you know, the supplements are like freebies, right? So minus Shakeology counts as a red. Shakeology does count as a red. Let me backtrack there. Raina said she's still struggling with nutrition, portion control, feeling full. Nutrition, and Shelby mentioned this, you guys, nutrition is the hardest part to master, right? I've been doing this a long time. I still don't have it mastered, right? But every day I try and be a little bit better, right? So take a deep breath when it comes to it. Don't try and like, kind of like your goals, don't try and change your complete nutrition in one fell swoop, right? Like for me, I don't buy a lot. When I first started, I stopped buying my daughter snacks that she loves because I was eating them, right? So take a deep breath when it comes to the nutrition, right? Use the containers. If you don't have the containers, we posted in the group a picture of kind of what veggies are per cup, proteins, etc., right? Start small and super basic, right? Depending on who your coach is, right? We share a lot of stories on Instagram, right? And this week I kind of shared my food and I try and keep it simple, right? Like the simpler you can make it, the better it's going to be for yourself and your mindset, right? But just take a deep breath. You got this. And ask us questions, right? Ask your coach, ask in the group. Everyone is more than happy to, you know, answer any question. Yes, Katie, perfect. All right, guys. Well, we're about to 9:45. I like to talk, sorry. Anything else? Kels, anything that you want to share before we jump off? And this is recorded, so I will post it, and then you'll probably get it from your coach as well, just so you have it handy. So thank you, guys. We're going to do this the next 2 Saturdays as well. T is going to lead next Saturday for us. And we're just hoping to do this to give you guys some insight on kind of nutrition and how we can help in the program. So don't be afraid to ask more questions, and just, we love seeing you guys. So thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us, and we'll see you next weekend. Bye, guys.